What happens when one of the world's most famous women, known for her glamorous lifestyle, picture-perfect family moments, and boundless confidence, breaks down in tears over something she can't control? When Kourtney Kardashian revealed she went through 5 failed IVF cycles before welcoming her son, baby Rocky, the world saw a different side of her: raw, fragile, and profoundly human. But behind the headlines and social media posts, there was a journey filled with silent heartbreak, sleepless nights, and a desperate hope that seemed to flicker and fade over and over again. Is the untold story of Kourtney Kardashian's IVF journey, a battle that tested her strength, her faith, and even her relationship with Travis Barker, all before the joy of holding baby Rocky in her arms. The cameras have followed Kourtney Kardashian for over a decade, from the early Keeping Up with the Kardashians days, through her high-profile relationships, to her transformation into a mother of 4. But few moments in her life have carried the emotional weight of her fertility journey. When Kourtney and Travis Barker began trying for a baby, fans expected the fairy tale to unfold quickly. Instead, what followed was months of doctor visits, injections, and heartbreak, an experience that stripped away the glamour and left only the truth. I remember standing outside the clinic that day. The California sun was warm, the air thick with anticipation. Cameras waited nearby, but inside, Kourtney was not the confident reality star everyone knew. She was a woman, nervous, hopeful, and praying that this time the IVF would work. She had been through 5 failed IVF cycles before this one, and each failure left a deeper scar. Kourtney had often said she wanted to do things naturally. For years, she had shared her wellness journey: clean eating, meditation, and a focus on holistic health. But when pregnancy didn't come easily with Travis Barker, the couple turned to IVF. What they didn't expect was how emotionally and physically draining it would be. In one heartbreaking confession, Kourtney admitted that IVF took a toll on her body and spirit. "It made me feel not like myself," she said. Her hormones fluctuated wildly, and she faced anxiety, fatigue, and constant pressure from the world watching. Every doctor's appointment was a mix of hope and dread. The endless cycle of testing, injections, and waiting. Travis Barker, her husband and unwavering supporter, was always by her side. Their love, which had seemed almost cinematic with their public kisses, hand-holding, and rock-star romance, was suddenly faced with the sobering reality of medical challenges. Yet even in those vulnerable moments, they clung to one another. Inside their home, the energy shifted. The walls that once echoed with laughter from Kourtney's kids, Mason, Penelope, and Rain, now absorbed quieter conversations about hormone levels, embryo counts, and test results. At times, she questioned whether she was meant to have another baby. The idea of 5 failed IVF cycles wasn't just a statistic. It was 5 emotional goodbyes to dreams that never became real. The Kardashian family, known for their strength and solidarity, rallied around her. Kris Jenner, the matriarch, often reminded her eldest daughter of her resilience. Kim, having gone through her own fertility issues, offered advice and empathy. Khloe, too, had been open about her own IVF struggles. And it was through those shared experiences that the sisters found a deeper bond. But Kourtney's journey was unique. She wasn't in her 20s anymore. She was navigating motherhood, fame, and fertility in her 40s, a reality that millions of women around the world could relate to, but few could publicly admit. The IVF process demanded everything: time, money, and emotional strength. And yet, every failed cycle brought back that haunting question: why not me? Still, Kourtney never gave up. Behind the scenes, she explored other options: acupuncture, herbal treatments, spiritual retreats, even periods of complete rest from fertility treatments. In one interview, she revealed that she and Travis decided to let go and trust the process. It was during that time of surrender that something miraculous happened. Months later, in a quiet moment away from the cameras, Kourtney found out she was pregnant. Naturally, after 5 failed IVF cycles, the pregnancy came when she had stopped trying, when she had finally released the pressure that had consumed her for years. The news was met with tears, laughter, and disbelief. The world would later see the viral clip of Kourtney at a Blink-182 concert, holding up a sign that read, "Travis, I'm pregnant." It was a tribute to one of his band's most iconic music videos, but behind the playful reveal was a deep emotional victory, the culmination of years of heartbreak, hope, and unwavering love. As I watched that moment unfold, surrounded by screaming fans and flashing lights, I couldn't help but think back to the quiet days inside the clinic, where Kourtney's eyes had filled with tears after another negative test. The contrast was staggering, from despair to elation, from empty ultrasound screens to the miracle of baby Rocky. The pregnancy, however, wasn't without its challenges. In a later episode of The Kardashians, Kourtney revealed that she had to undergo urgent fetal surgery, a terrifying experience that tested her strength once more. Travis rushed home mid-tour to be by her side. "I will be forever grateful to the doctors who saved our baby's life," she later said. The moment was a reminder that even miracles come with trials. Through it all, Kourtney Kardashian's story became more than just a celebrity headline. It became a reflection of what so many women endure behind closed doors: the loneliness, the fear, and the hope that one day the test will finally say, positive. When baby Rocky 13 Barker was born, the world saw a woman transformed. No longer just the push founder or the reality TV icon, Kourtney became a symbol of perseverance. Her openness about 5 failed IVF cycles broke the silence. Around fertility struggles that are often hidden in shame, her social media, once filled with curated lifestyle shots, began to showcase a more authentic narrative. Raw photos, emotional captions, and glimpses of family life that felt real, imperfect, and deeply human. Fans connected to her vulnerability. For the first time, Kourtney Kardashian wasn't just being watched, she was being understood. As I stood outside the hospital where baby Rocky was born, I could feel the energy shift, not just for the Kardashian, but for the millions who followed their story. The same woman who once declared, "I'm done with IVF," had proven that sometimes faith takes over where science stops. In a way, this story wasn't just about Kourtney. It was about every woman who has ever stared at a test in silence, every couple who has whispered prayers in waiting rooms, every family that has clung to hope after disappointment. Kourtney's journey humanized the Kardashian empire in a way nothing else could. The camera fades to a quiet scene. Kourtney holding baby Rocky, her eyes soft, her smile serene. She whispers, "It was all worth it." Behind her, Travis looks on, tears in his eyes. The family gathers, laughter echoing in the background. There's no makeup team, no designer wardrobe, just a mother, a father, and a miracle they fought so hard for. For years, the Kardashians have shown us luxury, chaos, and fame. But in this story, the story of Kourtney Kardashian's 5 failed IVF cycles before baby Rocky, they've shown us something even more powerful: vulnerability. As the credits roll, the narrator's voice fades. Sometimes, the most extraordinary stories are not about fame or fortune, they're about faith. And Kourtney Kardashian's story reminds us that even in the face of heartbreak, miracles can and do happen. The screen goes dark, the music softens, and for a moment, we're left with silence. The kind of silence that speaks louder than words. Because in that silence lives the truth of Kourtney Kardashian's journey, the pain, the perseverance, and the indescribable joy of finally becoming a mother again after 5 failed IVF cycles and 1 miraculous baby Rocky.